Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kingdom's Queens podcast. It has been a minute since we've done a show with you guys, but we're excited to be back, and we're just going to dive into some things happening around the NFL, some things we haven't discussed, and then some of the new Chiefs re-signings that we're excited about. And we haven't talked about those yet, so some big names being brought back in, which we are super stoked about. And then we're just going to get into some of our thoughts on the NFL draft, and that's coming up in about 2 weeks. So let's just dive on in. I'm your host, Lexi.
Hey, y'all, what's up? I'm Jody. Before we start, we are going to go ahead and get into one of our first brand sponsors. We are so grateful for Pink Lips Cosmetics. Love them. Female-based brand based out of Kansas City, Missouri. She has all kind of great products, and actually right now, like, I was just looking at her Instagram, like, while I was driving. I know that's dangerous. Ignore that. But I was looking at her Instagram, and she's doing
you're at a stoplight.
Literally, she's currently doing like some like color swatches right now for like lips, so like outline, like lip liner and like lip gloss. So like it was super cute. So make sure, if you're not following Pink Lips Cosmetics, she is on all social media platforms that you can think of. She has an amazing website. She currently has product in Target. Make sure you go to her website. You can use promo code KQ15, KQ15, and get 15% off of your product today. But yeah, she has all kind of cute stuff on there. So like, remember, we're going into the spring. We're going into the summer. There's going to be lots of birthdays. Mine is in 30 days. There's going to be graduations, there's going to be parties, there's going to be happy hours, there's going to be rooftops, like, and you need to look like a decent human. So
yes,
make sure you go onto her website, check it out. She got all kind of good product on there, so you can, her prices are already affordable, hey. And then you can get the extra 15% off on top of that. So,
and y'all know I'm wearing her stuff every single week. This week, this is my base. It's called Cherry Bomb. Then I went in with a little bit of the tinted lip, which is the Lip Ease. And then I went over it with her little lip oil. So we love it. We love her stuff. And so grateful for her for sponsoring our show. So
I have on lip oil and I have on finishing powder today. So shout out to the finishing powder. Thank you so much, Pink Lips.
Oh, and her contour. I love the contour stick too.
Oh yeah,
all things.
All the good stuff, like all the good things. Get on there and check it out, y'all. So let's go ahead. Like I said, like Lexi said, we haven't seen y'all in a couple of weeks. Thank you, Manny. I'm gonna remind y'all that my birthday is coming up for the next 30 days. So just get ready. 29 days, I guess. Oh no, today's the 8th. The month from today. Anyway, so around the NFL, again, we haven't seen y'all in like 2 weeks. Sorry, we've been booked and busy, and it's the off season, and the only thing that's happening right now is just the draft. So
I know there's a lot going on.
Right, we're not really missing out on like a ton of things, but there have been some things that have happened in the NFL over the last few weeks. So we just feel like the things that are the most important, we should maybe just talk to y'all about, because we know that we've seen you guys talking on a timeline about it too, and you know, me and Lexi gonna talk. So you just got to get it. So
we'll talk about whatever, but
it's right. You're gonna get what we give you. But no. So as you all seen, Russell Wilson just signed a big contract with the Giants. Actually, really excited for him. Like, I love him and Sierra. I know people think that like Russ is corny, but baby, he love that woman. He loves his wife.
My only thing, like, I loved him while he was on the Seahawks. He went to the Broncos. I couldn't like him. I just couldn't. And that was my time of like, not being a fan of Russ when he was on the Broncos. Cause I'm sorry, if you play for the Donkeys, I can't like you anymore. But now that he's, then he went to the Steelers. I didn't really have a problem with him there. And it just didn't work for him. And then I'm curious to see how he will do on the Giants. I feel like they have some studs at wide receiver. Pretty good running back that actually showed out last year. So I don't think see how he does. And then we also said Jameis Winston was added to their quarterback room as well. So people are saying like, man, those pregame speeches are going to be insane.
Yeah, I think it's funny that. So if you look at the Giants last season and like what they went through, right? I feel like that team does need like a full rebrand of let's find some positivity. Let's find something great. And the two people that they brought into their quarterback room are the two most motivational, inspiring people who would be around the NFL. Like even last year when you watched Russ on the Steelers, he had all kind of just like quotes and things that he had for the team. So now you also get that with the combination of Winston. It's gonna be quite interesting. But I do think that that's what that team needs. Like at this point, like the organization needs to burn down and start over. So let's start with finding some positivity, and that's what they've done with going out and getting these two people. Like they got Malik over there, who is a stud, and I think that he's going to continue to be a stud this year coming up. But I don't know what they think that they're getting out of Russ, and I sure don't know what they think they're getting out of Jameis, except positive vibes. So you know what? Because they're not going to win their division. I mean, they got the Eagles and they got the Commanders in that division. So they might beat the Cowboys in a couple of games, but like other than that.
They just need to be competitive. They just need to be competitive. That division, though, and we have to play that division this year. It's going to be tough. It's going to be
the division, not the Giants. I like it. The division, not the Giants. So shout out to the Giants for finding some positivity, because that's all you can do at this point. Is
right.
You're watching the train wreck, but at least it's been prayed over. So I mean, that's just kind of with this. So
God's got you guys, Giants fans.
Okay, literally. Okay. So moving on from that. Aaron Rodgers still doesn't have a team. We're going into the draft. Nobody's surprised by that. Like, he's just a super diva. And here's my thing. Don't nobody want you. So like, why are you even no, don't nobody want you. I saw today that Matthew Golden has an interview with the Steelers this week. Which, I mean, they definitely need to go out and get another receiver. I mean, a running back?
Receiver.
He's
a receiver. They need a running back, though, actually.
All right. I'm like, I know he's like a top 5 pick. That's all I know. And he went to Texas. That's it. But regardless, the Steelers need pretty much all the help that they can get, especially because they did get rid of one of their receivers this year. So, I mean, now you're down a receiver and you still need to figure out what you're going to do at quarterback. They do have the pick at 21, so there is a very high possibility that they could still maybe draft a quarterback. They shouldn't, but there's a possibility that they could still go out and get a quarterback. But I definitely think they need to go fill that receiver position that they got open, since they just lost a pretty great one.
Are you talking about the Steelers?
Correct. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think if he goes to a team, he should only go to the Steelers. I don't think there's any other team that makes sense for him. The Giants don't need him now. The Vikings don't need him now. The Steelers are the only ones that want him. So I don't really know what he's waiting for. I don't know why you're waiting. Someone said he might sit out an entire season. I'm like, now what good does that do a 41-year-old to sit out a whole season? And like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So I think you either go play for the Steelers and let them know now so they know that before the draft, or just like stop wasting everyone's time.
Well, he's not going to do that. So there's that.
I hope if he makes a decision, I hope it's before the draft, because that's ridiculous if not. So
I think he's going to do exactly what he did last year. So not last year, 2 years ago, when he waited until the last moment and made this huge decision that nobody cares about. But that's all the time I have about Aaron Rodgers. Next, the last thing, which just happened like really like probably 2.5 weeks ago, but Stephon Diggs went and signed with the Patriots. He got a really big contract with them, 3 years, $69 million, which I believe is a huge overpay. There's no way in hell I would ever give Stephon Diggs
a lot of like skirts around the contract, though. Like, I don't think it's like full. It's definitely not fully guaranteed. So
no, it's not fully guaranteed, but his guaranteed money was a really nice payday still, and he's coming off of ACL, and he hasn't even been clear yet for the season. So I just think that I don't know what the heck. The Patriots had a ton of money this year. They had a ton of cap space this year that they could use, and they actually had a really good off season. And then they still were able to go and get Stephon Diggs and give all this money.
Why did I also not realize that he's dating Cardi B?
Yeah.
And then did you see the video of Robert Kraft dancing on stage with her?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago I saw that.
Oh my God.
I chuckled, but hey, like I'm also not mad at it because I love Cardi B. So, but yeah, I don't. For me, it's going to be very interesting to see like what is his recovery process going to look like, and what, because if I'm paying you 3 years, 30 something million, 3 years, 20 something million, 20ish and 20 something million, that means you're coming here to be wide receiver one.
Absolutely.
So I don't know what. I don't think Stephon Diggs is like a great leader either. So like, I think he's a great player. I think he's a supportive leader, but I don't think that he can
definitely
lead.
Yeah, he can cause some drama, but I think it'll be interesting because I think he's in a place where he knows it's just different. It's different than when he was on the Bills. It's different than last year on the Texans. It's a whole new situation. I feel like we'll see. I mean, we'll see what Drake May can do this year in his second year. And
I like Drake May though.
I think he was promise. So yeah.
I thought he was pretty decent last year, and I think that, you know, maybe they just Drake May is going to throw the ball. That's the one thing that we learned from last season. And Stephon Diggs is a diva. He's going to always want the ball. He's going to want his targets. There's a certain number that he's going to want every single game. And I think that the Patriots have no problem with going with that concept. Like, we're going to let him lead. He could be the face of this team with Drake May. Like, cool, whoever you got to do. But are you getting in the end zone? That's really all that matters to me. Are you getting in the end zone? So
because I feel like their division, I mean, there's even like Tyreek Hill trade rumors now in the Dolphins. He's kind of feeding into those. He's a troll, so I don't know if I buy that totally.
I was going to bring that up too. I saw yesterday that he like posted a TikTok, which get your ass off of TikTok. But he posted a TikTok and he was just like, it was oh God TikTok, and he seen that his team was possibly trading him. You've literally been begging for an out for the last 2 seasons.
You like said it without saying it all the time, so it's like
you don't want to be there. You cried last year when y'all were eliminated and didn't get to the playoffs, and you were begging for it out, and now you finally got your potential. They're like, okay, like if you don't want to be here, we can do something different. And now you're, I guess, trying to like gaslight them into not wanting to leave. Like, you're weird. Put a helmet on. I don't like it. Did you take your medicine today?
And I don't know where I even see him going or like where he would fit in right now on another team. A lot of Chargers fans are saying Chargers, but I'm like, I don't know about that.
The Niners.
Niners.
I mean, they have a ton of holes now. Now, the thing is they don't have the money to give him because they have to pay Brock Purdy. But, I mean, it would have to be somebody that's not paying a quarterback right now. So it would definitely have to be a team where they have, like, somebody in a rookie contract still at quarterback, and they're not paying. So
there's no way the Raiders don't have a down year next year. They lost so much talent this season. It's, like, not even funny.
But he can't even like play in the cold, so he needs to go to a warm weather team. So like he can go to like Tyreek can't catch the ball in the cold, so he couldn't go to like the Patriots or somewhere like that had the money that could have gave it to him. He always drops the ball in the cold, even though if you look at Tyreek Hill over the last like year and a half, he drops the ball in Miami too. So I'm not really sure there.
He lost a bit of a step. It's all right.
I mean, yeah, he's getting old.
Right. He is like 30. What is he, 30?
He's getting old. He played here plenty of years ago. So that was a very long time ago. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into our next brand sponsors before we hop into Chiefs football. First, we got to talk about Autograph. Shout out to Autograph. Make sure you download the app. Use promo code Kingdoms Queens. We are currently in baseball season.
Yeah.
We are currently in baseball season. There's some really crazy things happening in NHL right now. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but some really like dope stuff has been happening there. for some reason, the Blues are like really freaking good. And then Wayne Gretzky's record just got broke like the other day. There's like all kind of things happening right now in the NHL. So if you're not watching, pay attention. NBA is getting closer and closer to the playoffs. WNBA, they have their draft on Monday. So make sure you download the Autograph app.
I just pulled up the Autograph app, and we are the first podcast sitting at the top of their thing. So
love that for us. So download the app, Autograph. It's like highlighter green.
We're one of the top listens on there, Jody. That's pretty cool. So we're getting some people over there. So keep joining us on the Autograph app because you can listen to us over there, and then you also get points for listening to us over there. So why not?
Promo code Kingdom Queens, y'all.
Yes.
Like promo code Kingdom Queens.
Queens.
And then after that, just gonna go ahead and talk about Boulevard Brewery real quick. Shout out to them. I don't know if you guys have been out to Kaufman yet this season. I went to opening day. It was a blast. They have a huge stand for Quirk there. Like it's like a room. You can go in it. You can get not only Quirk, but they got apparel and all kind of stuff. So
I haven't been back to the K yet, so I don't know, but sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'll be there. They play the Cardinals in May, so I'll be out there probably for 2 of those games, which we don't usually play St. Louis that early in the season, but well, here we go. We are now. So shout out to Boulevard Brewery. They actually have been dropping all kind of stuff to get ready for like spring and summer. I don't know if you guys or you local people have probably been hearing the commercials and seeing the things that they have been dropping. There's a lot of things that like look tasty. Like I actually need to.
This is like sweet and sour. I love it. I think it's good.
I need to hit them up and see like when are they gonna let us taste some of this new stuff because they have dropped all kind of stuff over the last.
Yeah, we gotta come back in the summer or something.
Make sure you get onto their website, check out everything that they have. They are local to Kansas City, and you can literally pick it up almost every single where in Missouri and Kansas. And if you're just out at the stadiums too, so make sure you go get you something from Boulevard. They have some cute apparel too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, literally at every single grocery store and liquor store in Kansas City. So check them out if you haven't already. Please.
Yes, child. So with the Chiefs, there have been some updates since we've talked to y'all last. Now we know that y'all have probably heard this from other places, but we haven't talked about it. So it's very important for us to make sure that we cover it. So the Chiefs have been able to bring back some free agents, and we've been able to do some re-signings to get some people back. So that's like a freaking blessing in disguise because we had a lot of holes kind of going into this off season and a lot of like, who do we want to bring back? What does this look like?
It also gives us like so much freedom. It gives us so much freedom going into the draft too, which I love because now you have all this great depth and you don't have to worry about like, okay, now we have to have this position in the first round or we have to, whatever it is. So
I laugh because like people are surprised by Brett Veach. Like he does this every offseason.
They always doubt him.
that's why I don't understand like Chiefs fans who have not paid attention. Brett Veach is always so good in the offseason, and he's always going to make sure that he can fill as many holes as possible before you get to the draft, especially because we know what our draft picks look like this season. So,
and I think the problem is like people just get so impatient and they want him to make like 20 moves in the first 5 days because that's what's exciting. And I'm like, y'all just have to give it some time. Like, see, we're already into early April and we still have new signings to talk about. Like, again, who just signed today? Mike Edwards. So safety.
And to be very honest, I know some, I don't want to say that because that's going to sound mean, but Chiefs fans got to realize Brett Veach didn't make this many moves this time last year. So going into this season, the amount of moves that have been made, I haven't seen. He's made so many this season already for it to only be April 8th. He didn't have that same energy this time last season. So he did make moves. He did go get people, but it was not nearly this fast or this early into the season. So,
and last season, he basically, now we have re-signed a lot of people this year, but he basically re-signed our entire defense last offseason. Everyone that was a free agent.
Everybody but one person, literally. Yeah. So, some great people who are coming back, which is very exciting. Mike Pennell will be back. Charles Omenihu will be back. Mike Edwards signed today. And then we brought in Janarius Robinson, who's going to be a defensive end. Super excited about him. I've heard a lot of great things about him. I haven't watched any of his film, but I've heard a lot of great things about him just from traveling and having to listen to only podcasts because I couldn't watch TV. So really excited about that. We knew that some of our biggest holes coming into this season were going to be on the defense line in general, the defensive line in general, the secondary, the offensive line. And we spoke last time about how we brought Kareem Hunt back already. So we knew that we were going to need another running back and all of those things. So the amount of moves that Beach has already made, I'm like, wow. Yeah. I expected them to come. I just did not expect them to come this fast.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I'm super excited. Mike Pennell, I think that's fantastic.
I was going to say, like, what are some of your favorite re-signs? Because I have a couple that I'm like really excited about. I think Mike Edwards is like my favorite. Actually.
I think like I wasn't expecting the Mike Edwards one. I think that was such a nice surprise. He was a great fit in our defense. In our win against the our Niners win. That's when he was here. I'm getting our Super Bowls mixed up here, but Mike Edwards is a ball hawk, and he was a great fit for Spags. So I'm really excited to have him back. I don't even know what the deal is. I don't even know if the details have been announced, but
I don't think
whatever it is, I'm sure it's pretty team friendly, and I think he's super stoked to be back here. So we are stoked to have him. And then my other favorite one is that we haven't discussed yet on the show is Charles Omenihu, because I think we've just been waiting for that one to kind of fall in place. I think he probably expected a different market in free agency, but I think he also has to be a little bit realistic in knowing like you were suspended and then you had the injury, and I think he knows his capabilities, and I think he can go out and have a full season and show everything he can go do. And then hopefully go earn himself a payday. Hopefully go get a Super Bowl, ring chase here one more season, show what you can do all season long, being healthy, and then go have a payday next year. So I love that re-signing for us on the edge. Yeah. Him and George, they're great. So
no, there's no details on Mike Edwards yet. We just know that it's a 1-year deal. I was just trying to look it up to see if anything had came through yet. But I'm sure it's just a 1-year vet deal. I actually really wanted him to come back last season. So I was sad that he did not come back last season, but he got paid he was with the Patriots last year. No.
Mike Edwards?
He was with the Patriots last year?
He was on the Bills. The Bills.
I couldn't remember. I knew it was a team up east. I couldn't remember which one. But I'm very yeah, I mean, you know how that goes. Yeah. Everybody always wants to
no, stop. And he's not even a sloppy stick. He's just better on our defense than he worked on theirs. That happens. It's fine.
He's a ball hawk. So I'm really excited to bring him back. The Charles Omenihu, same thing. Like I'm not gonna repeat what you just said because I think that's just like common knowledge for everyone. Like he knew that the market that he wanted, he wasn't gonna be able to get, and he needs to make this year a prove it year. He needs to, and I think that's exactly what Hollywood Brown is doing too. So I love like bringing both of those guys back because I think they both fully understand like this is our prove it year. We're gonna both be fully healthy. We're not gonna miss any games. I feel like their like contracts are like the exact same. One's just offense, one's defense, but they both have the exact same goals in mind. So I really am like glad that we were able to get both of them back. So
totally, and I feel like every re-signing or /signing Veach has made this year makes so much sense for our team. Like, so I think he's nailed the offseason so far. Now we'll just have to see if he can nail the draft, and then we go from there. I know there was a huge campaign to get Willie Gay back. We unfortunately lost him to the Dolphins, and I think there was a chance we could have brought Willie Gay back.
I was really depressed about that.
I know, and I just think
that actually made me sad.
I know.
I was like,
me too.
Because
me too. Because right. And I fully understand that like he probably just wanted a contract and like wants to be on a team. So I understand taking a contract with the Dolphins. I feel like if the Chiefs were to have re-signed him, it would have been after the draft, and he probably didn't want to wait for that. So I get it. I don't fault him, but I am sad that he won't be here.
Yep, it put me into depression. I don't like it.
Me neither. Me neither.
I still don't like it. I still don't like it. I'm not happy, guys. I'm not happy. But no, Willie Gay's one of my favorite people ever. So I wish him the best of it. I know that he is going to be a dog for them. Yes. So I'm very happy for him. So okay, so let's kind of get into like a little bit of the draft. So we know that every single podcast you listen to right now, they're doing mock drafts or they're talking about who they think we're taking in the first round. They're talking about who they think we're taking in the second round. And me personally, the amount of podcasts that I've listened to, I've been kind of burnt out. So it was really important for me and Lexi to kind of put our own spin on like how to make this not like the same conversation.
My allergies are getting the best of me, so I'm turning off my camera for a second.
Oh, I'm like, I can't hear you, but I love talking, so it's not a big deal.
My allergies are coming for me full force. So
yes, I had to take a Zyrtec earlier because I was at my friend's house yesterday and they had their window up and they were outside cutting the grass, and I was like, what the? I was like, really? You want me to die? But just so you know, it was 35 degrees in Kansas City this morning, and it's the middle of April. So it was warmer in March than it is right now in April. I'm like, is this for real? This was like a joke. Am I being pumped? I'm being pumped. But anyway, so yeah, we want to do the draft a little bit differently. So we're going to break this up into 2 shows. So today we're going to talk about the offense. Next week we're going to talk about the defense. And we're really just going to talk about the different position groups that we have, and do we like where we're at? Do we think we need some depth? Is that depth a draft person, or is that Beach going out and finding somebody else? Like, I think we also need to understand too that like a lot of the money that would probably be available is being tied up on if we're going to sign Trey Smith or not. And we know that if we can get that contract done, then we would be able to either give somebody else on the current roster money or go out and be able to give somebody else money to fill in another hole somewhere on the roster. So we're just going to go ahead and start at the very top at quarterback. Are we happy with our quarterback right now? Quarterback room right now. So when you look at our quarterback room, Patrick Mahomes, right? Hell no, we won't. But our quarterback room right now, right? Patrick Mahomes, Gardner Minshew, Chris Oladokun, and Bailey Zappi. So I mean,
a lot of coon. I have no idea.
So we have 4 quarterbacks right now. We went out and already got our backup, which you already know. QB2 is going to be Gardner Minshew, which okay.
But okay, I want to add this. I want to add to that because I know at first you were not so thrilled about having him in our QB room. I will say the interviews he's done post signing here have been like really, really cool to see. He has wanted to be here for a long time. And he is like the biggest Andy Reid.
Wants to be in Kansas City.
Right. And like he just wants to work under Andy Reid. He wants to be in the same room as Mahomes. He wants to just like learn greatness. And so he is like thrilled to be here. So that actually makes me, I mean, I know, like you said, it's not hard to get people to be thrilled to be in Kansas City right now, but like it's just awesome. I love his mindset that I'm seeing from him so far. And I'm curious to see, maybe he'll bring a little creativity to our quarterback room, a little zhuzh, So I don't hate it right now.
I would rather Gardner Minshew than Jameis Winston. I wanted our backup to be Russell Wilson though, and I know that he thinks he deserves to be QB1 somewhere.
Can you imagine we'd have
he deserves to be quarterback 1 somewhere, but I think he would have been a great quarterback 2 here. So, I've embraced that. We got Gardner Minshew and it's Minshew Mania, and it is what it is. So when you look at our quarterback room right now, like I personally think that our quarterback is solid, right? We know that when we get down to have to get to our 53-man roster, we're going to have to, somebody's probably going to drop to the practice squad. It'll probably be Bailey Zappi just because Chris has been either the 3rd string, which last year we only ran with 2 quarterbacks, and he was on the practice squad. So it could be another scenario where both of them drop down to the practice squad and we just fill another spot on the main roster. But I mean, I personally think that we're okay right now in the quarterback room. I do think that in the maybe next like year or two that they need to draft a quarterback and they need to start somebody needs to start sitting behind Pat who's actually going to stay and stick with us so they can kind of start learning the system. Even though Pat's going to be here for like another 10 years, I think that it's okay to start developing who that person is going to be. So I'm happy with the quarterback room right now. I don't think we need to go out and get anybody else. I don't think that they need to waste a draft pick on that.
Yeah, I fully agree. I don't think there's any need to waste a draft pick on that right now. I don't even think it's on our radar. And this quarterback class is not great. So
yeah,
all of those things combined, we don't need it.
I was having a conversation with one of my friends this morning, and I was just like, I know that I'm supposed to be excited for the draft. Like, I know. But I am so freaking ready for like mini camp. I am more excited for the month of May because I'm ready to see the schedule. Like that's where my excitement is at. So I really could care less about like I'm excited for day one of the draft. Like I'm gonna watch day one of the draft and I can't wait to see where like
I'll watch all 3 days. I love the draft. It's like one of my favorite times of year, but I'm tired. What I don't like is all the mock drafts leading up to it. Like
I'm burnt out.
The actual draft itself, but
yeah, I think I like round 1 and round 6 and 7. Like I like seeing the people who don't think they're gonna make it on a roster and they do. I love seeing the mamas that's crying.
Yes, I love it. The reaction videos, like
But I think the draft this year, I just don't have a ton of excitement for it because like last year we knew that we were going receiver at whatever, and we're not going receiver this year. It's really best person available for our first round pick. So I'm just kind of like, I think Veach has had such a great off season. I'm just like, I trust whatever he does. I don't really care what he does. He can go any position group except running back, and I'm going to be fine with that. So it is what it is.
Are you by chance hearing my phone ding in the background, or is that?
I'm absolutely hearing all of that.
Crap. Turn it off. I'm sorry. I don't know why
it doesn't turn off.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
That's what happens when your iPhone is connected to your MacBook. And my phone's on Do Not Disturb, and I still get to text.
Same. So I'm like, how do I stop this?
Tell them to leave you the H alone. You're on podcast for 30 minutes. Okay, so let's kind of hop into the running back room now. So when we look at our running back room, it's kind of deep right now. So Kareem Hunt, Keontae Ingram, Elijah Mitchell, Isaiah Pacheco, Carson Steele, who can be running back or halfback. I guess it really just depends. And I mean fullback. Sorry, guys. So right now, like when you look at our running back room, there's some depth there. I mean, Samaje Perine ended up going to the Bengals. He went back to the Bengals. Where'd he go? Broncos?
Who?
Samaje Perine.
Oh, he went to the freaking Bengals. He went back to the Bengals.
Oh, he went back to the Bengals. So when you look at our running back room, I mean, Kareem Hunt, Keontae Ingram, Elijah Mitchell, Isaiah Pacheco, Carson Steele. Now, I think that they're going to run with 3 and have a 4th person on the practice squad. I don't think they're going to run with a 4 running back roster this year. Do you think that they need to draft a running back this year, or are you okay with where we're at? And if you do think we need to draft a running back, like what round would you want to see that in?
Yes, I do. I do want to see us take a running back. I think it really, for me, depends how the board falls. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if there's someone really good there in round 2, I think you go get them. Like, I expect probably 3 to go in the first round, 3, maybe 4 to be generous.
I think like 2 or 3 for sure.
Yeah, because it's, but I think if one of those...
There are some guys out there that are like, woo, yeah.
I think what's exciting about this year's running backs is, like, it's a very deep running back class.
Yep.
So I think you can find one in, like, round 4, depending how the board falls. Round 5 even. And, I mean...
And we don't have...
I like our running back room, but I still... Unless Isaiah Pacheco can get back to full health and... finding that burst he was finding in like 2023.
I mean, literally just the year before he got injured.
Yeah. So if he can find that again, I feel better about it. But like with all the injuries to running backs and things that go down, like I think having the depth there, I think one more guy would be awesome. We signed Elijah Mitchell out of San Francisco, which I've loved him. Like he's actually he's really good. He just also struggles to stay healthy. So it's like with all the injuries, I think one more dude, and I think you put Carson Steele at fullback, and then I think, yeah, I would love to find one more solid starter in the draft. Would be super ideal in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I want us to go get someone else in the draft. And I think like I wouldn't be mad if it came in round 3 specifically, just because we do have the pick from Tennessee at 66, and then we have pick 95. So we're gonna the depth in the draft at running back is really deep. So you don't have to take it in the first or the second round. You can go out and get that guy later. So I'm really hoping that's what Veach does. But also, I very much would not be surprised if he took somebody in round 7, because we have 3 picks at 7, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if he went out and got someone in 7. But I do think that if there is a guy out there that's a stud that doesn't have a ton of miles on his legs and he's in round 4, I would not be upset to see it. Now, I again think that this roster is going to only have 3 active running backs. And I think that everybody else is going to just be on the practice squad. So then when you look at it that way, is it just Elijah Mitchell, Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco? Like, is it just those 3 and then everybody else is on the practice squad? Like, of course, they could put Carson Steele at like a fullback and put him in that position. But I also don't think that they're going to. So like we remember what last season was like we only have 53 spots on this roster, and we knew the number of guys that we brought back last year, and it really felt like we only had like 10 or 11 roster spots open. Are they going to waste a spot on a fullback when it could maybe go to depth on the defense, or it could go to depth on the offensive line? So I can't wait till like the draft is over and we see like who we get and how like training goes, because I'm very intrigued to see how they go about that position this season.
I think if we do take one in the draft,
since we barely ran the ball at the back half of the year,
right? I think you see, especially not in the Super Bowl. But I think if we do land a running back like that, I think there's a chance we could have 4 on our roster, just depending, because you're not going to want to put him on. Problem is with putting people on the practice squad is they can just be plucked from it. So you're not going to want to put any of those 3, Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, or Elijah Mitchell on it, right? You're not going to want to do that. And then if you have a stud running back in the draft, you're probably going to want to try to put him on the roster. So I do think there's a chance we could have 4 on the roster if we go running back in the draft, because we saw what happened with Keandre Coburn. We stuck him on the freaking practice squad and then we lost him. Like right away.
I think it's so, and we can talk about like this next subject next, but I think it's all about what we do at receiver. I think it's all about how many receivers we decide to keep on the roster. I think the number of receivers we decide to keep debates on the number of running backs that we actually keep. But it also could be like what we did last season. We only kept 2 quarterbacks on the roster because we were able to have the emergency spot for the third person who could be elevated on game day. So, I would not be surprised if there were only 3 active running backs on game day. I would hate for there to be 4 active running backs on game day and we do what we did last season with barely running the ball. Because we've seen several times with our secondary where dudes were dropping like flies and we were just pulling anybody out to come help in the secondary. That could be a spot for the secondary. Isaiah Pacheco can't go play safety, right? So I'm like, it's not like we got dudes that we can rotate in and out. So, but yes, I agree. I do want us to go ahead and get somebody. I want us to draft a running back. And again, I would be okay if like that pick came in the 4th round or in the 7th round.
Yeah. I think it literally just depends how the board falls. That's it. Like,
I want us to go get someone. I mean, having 2 in the 4th, we don't have anybody. Well, we don't have any picks in 5 or 6. It goes 4 and then 7 for us. So we're gonna have to.
5. We don't.
No. We don't. So yeah, we have 1 4 and 3 7s to be specific. So yeah. That's not gonna be, it's gonna be, like I said, very interesting to see how Beach goes about that. So let's kind of talk about the receiver room. So I think like the biggest thing is going to be, is Rashee Rice going to be suspended or not? And I don't think Hollywood Brown is going to be suspended. He shouldn't be.
Why would he be suspended?
He shouldn't be suspended, but it's also April. We don't know what other tea is going to come out. So,
wait, what? Oh my gosh, what?
I need you to focus.
I know. I'm trying to see. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about?
We don't think know what else can come out, is what I'm saying. Like, you never know what happens to NFL players. You don't know if anything else can come out about the.
Please, God, no.
Isaiah Pacheco, God bless. I don't mean that, but Holly, no. Who are you? Xavier Worthy. God,
Xavier Worthy. Okay, I'm like, wait.
No, you don't know what else can come out from that. I mean, as of right now, it seems like he's clear, but it's also April 8th, so I don't put anything past anything.
Yeah.
But there's a very high possibility. I'm almost positive Rashee Rice is going to be suspended this year. So
at some point,
when you look at our wide receiver room, you got Sky Moore, Nico Remigio, Rashee Rice, Justin Ross, Juju, Taekwon. God bless. Xavier Worthy. Huh?
I'm just laughing. You're good.
Oh. Jason Brownlee, Hollywood Brown. So when you look at the receiver room right now, there's definitely some depth there. We already know half of those guys are going to be practice squad guys.
Yeah.
But when you look at who's on if I had to sit down right now and say who was on the active roster, I would say Sky Moore, Nico, Rashee, Juju, and Xavier. That's 5 receivers.
You think Sky Moore makes it?
Yeah, I absolutely think Sky Moore makes it. Hollywood Brown, because this is his last year. Hollywood, Sky, Nico, Rashee, Juju, and Xavier. That's 6 wide receivers right there. So I think all of those guys. I mean, now granted, I don't know. I think Nico makes this roster. That's why we got rid of Nico.
Yeah, I definitely think Nico makes it for sure.
There's a very high possibility. You know, Nico may be back in November. You never know. So I mean,
depending on injuries,
you never know. You never freaking know. But if you take those 6 and then you just kind of assume that Rashee is going to be out, does that make you feel like you need to go out and draft a receiver? Do you need to go get another young guy? And think about it. This is year 3 for Rashee, which means we're still on his rookie contract for 2 more years. This is year 2 for Zay, which means we're still on his rookie contract for 4 more years. Wait, 3.
3, but then he was also he's a first round pick. So
yeah, so I'm sitting here. I'm like, wait, no.
Yeah.
So and then Hollywood Brown is just 1 year, but do you go ahead and take like that 3rd receiver who is going to be a rookie, who's going to be
you
for a while?
I think you do for sure. I think same thing with the running back. Well, not the same with the running backs. I think there are some good later round picks that you could take at wide receiver that would be solid, that might not be like superstars in year 1, but could be good for you eventually down the road. So I think unless someone really good falls in round 1,
MIZ.
I know. Do you want to say it?
I would, if Luther Burden is there, you got to go get him.
I know, yeah.
You got to go get him.
Even though he said he'd rather play with Joe frickin' Burrow, which made me mad.
A lot of people say dumb things that they don't mean because they're just trying to get picked up. And I know that the Bengals need another receiver. You know what I mean? Like they need another receiver too. But I think if like Luther is there, you got to go get him. I'm absolutely team go grab another running back. Like every single season, our wide receiver room
There was a mock draft going around. There's a mock draft going around today that had Tet McMillan falling to us. And I said, there's no way.
There's no way. There's no way he's falling to us. If he did, cool. But he ain't making it out of 15. Like, there's no making it out of 12. Like, he's going very early.
There's no way the NFL lets that happen. There's just absolutely no way. Not one team in the AFC or NFC is allowing him to fall to us at 31.
I mean, I've seen some teams do dumber things.
It's honestly, crazy things happened, but
I have two scenarios. I think we're either going to trade out of the first round or Beach going to give some of them sevens away and we're going to move up.
Trade up, yeah.
Because we got 3. He could be like, yeah, take a 7 and a 4. That's fine. Whatever.
Right.
Like, I see Beach doing that and
something we haven't I don't think we've said it on our show yet is that we actually have the Mr. Irrelevant pick this year.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny.
We haven't had it on here, but yeah.
We didn't say it? Okay.
Yeah, we have.
We haven't had that since like 2014. So I'm curious to see if we keep it or if he trades it, or like you said, I don't there's so many different ways this draft can go. Like,
especially because we're not desperate this year. So
exactly. He's literally built our roster and re-signed every position we need to where you have so much freedom, especially at pick 31. And I think, what I'm hearing about this draft is it's like, basically there's like a top 10, top 15 that are pretty solid, or locks. And then after that, it's like, like, who knows? So I'm very curious to see how this goes.
Once it gets to like around number 13, it's like,
yeah.
So no, I definitely I will say this too. Like, I kind of love like our wide receiver room. Like, I love our top 3 guys. I love our top 4 guys. Like, Rashi, Hollywood, Zay, Juju. Like, that makes me happy.
Love them. Love.
Very, very happy with all of that. And Nico was he was so good on special teams.
He was such a bright point. Yeah.
So it's like, if you bring him back specifically for that, again, he's much younger than me, Cole. He's only 25.
Yeah.
He can do this role another like 2 years. Like 2 years, I think, if we were to just really give Nico the green light. And I feel like they wanted to give him the green light in training camp last year. And they were like, oh no, they were hesitant and they didn't do it. And they should have just freaking pulled the trigger and did it. But those 5 guys feel really good about the receiver room, which is why I really want us to go get somebody else. Even if you can get them in the 3rd round, go get somebody else. There's a lot of receivers in this draft too. So
I really, really want to see Nico get some first team reps in camp this year and preseason and all that good stuff, because I think he's earned it. And I want to see him more with Mahomes. Like, I think we saw even that stupid Week 18 Denver game last year that was horrible and we scored 0 points, but Nico was a bright spot of that game because he like actually made some great contested catches. So I'm like, and that was against the Broncos starting defense, and they're a fantastic defense. So I'm like, just get him some starting reps and I think we'll see what he can do. But yeah, I think taking a wide receiver somewhere in there. I also like this kid. I think a lot of people have him mocked to the Chiefs in like the 3rd or 4th round is Jalen Royals. Utah State. I think I watched some of his film and he's kind of exciting. So I wouldn't mind if we took him in a later round and see what he could do. Someone like that would be cool too. So that's a name to look out for just to see. But yeah.
So yeah, right now, just like out of everybody that we went through, I don't think we should go quarterback. I think we both think that we can go running back and receiver as of right now in the draft. So again, just so everybody knows, we have 8 picks. We have 1 in round 1, 1 in round 2, 2 in round 3, 1 in round 4, and 3 in round 7. Yeah. So, I don't know
but we don't. You're right.
out of the 8, I only feel like 2 right now. Like, I'm fine with that because I definitely think this needs to be a heavy defensive draft. So now when we look at our when we look at our tight end room, So we know that we have Travis Kelce. This is probably his last season with us. We have Robert Tonian, who we went out and got. We got Jared Wiley, the rookie from last year, who's a freaking dog out of TCU. We got Noah Gray, who we just gave a contract to last season, who is very well deserved. I did not realize he went to Duke. Ugh. And then we have Baylor Cup, and then we have Anthony Fishgear. I don't know why I said his name like that.
Which they just live on. They just live on our practice squad.
A whole bunch of guys who are on the practice squad who don't really matter.
Mhm.
So when you really look at our tight end room right now, there's going to be about 4 guys who you're going to concentrate on: Travis, Noah, Jared, and Robert. Since we just went out and got him, so how do you feel about the tight end room? Do you feel like we need to go get someone this year?
What my thought is right now, I think there are some good tight ends in this draft. I think the really elite ones are going to go in the first round.
Yep.
Second round, maybe if they fall that way. I think there's like probably 4.
Usually do follow. Tight ends do fall.
Right.
Like, yeah.
But because of how the draft is, I don't know. Like it's such a weird draft that I could see. I don't know. We'll see. But I think unless one of those really, really elite guys is there at the end of round 1 or early round 2, I don't really care to see us. I'd actually rather see us, like I said, unless we get one of the really, really elite ones, I'd rather see us take or actually re-sign Peyton Hendershot from last season. I think he was a great fit in our system. He had a great attitude. He's a team player. He was a good blocker. Made some random contested catches. Seemed to work well with Mahomes. So actually, that would be my pick. If we don't find a good fit in the draft, I think bring back Peyton Hendershot for a full training camp because we didn't have him. We just brought him in week 1 last season.
Right.
Yeah.
I really love Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, Jared Wiley.
Yeah.
I really love that trio. That trio makes me very happy. I can't wait to watch the future of Noah Gray and Jared Wiley. I actually would not be mad if we did not draft anybody this year. They probably should get the depth because they need to start working on who that tight end 3 will be. They need to start working on that, especially while you got Travis for maybe 1 more year, somebody that can train and develop.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you look, I feel like you would be able to get a tight end in round 3 or 4, somebody that could come in and they would be able to do that.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
I really like that trio. That trio makes me happy. I think this year we're gonna see a lot more of Noah and a lot more Jared Wiley. And Jared Wiley is just so freaking good. Very
so much fun to watch all summer, and then injured.
Just freaking love him. So
I just want to add to that on Jared Wiley. My dream. Now I know Travis Kelce is beyond elite, and that's not an easy thing to do. He's easily one of the best to ever play the game. But my hope for Jared Wiley is that he, Travis spent his first year injured as well, and so did Jared now. And I hope he has a comeback similar to Travis, where he's comes back and is just really, really good. That's my dream. So fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. But I think early what he showed us, there's a lot of promise there. So
there is. So I would be okay if we went out and got a tight end in this draft. It's not a need for me. Now, and the only reason why it would be a need is because they need to start fostering and mentoring somebody new. Yeah. That would be it. But I think they realized that with Jared Wiley.
Yeah.
That he could be really that guy. But like you said, if Veach sees something, if you see it, go get it, right? Yeah. But I don't know if that's necessarily on the top of the list. But also, Brett Veach does lots of things that I don't ever understand. But I'm like, okay, bet. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the tight end room. So I'm like, okay, okay, I get it. Mm-hmm. So let's kind of talk about the offensive line just as a whole. And yeah, we're gonna talk about everybody. We know who our centers are. We got Creed in the backup, Norzad. I feel like I always say his name wrong too. Our guards right now, we got Caliendo, Hanson, McCade. I don't know who he is. Jalen Moore and Trey Smith. So those are our guards right now. And then when we go look at our tackles, we went and got somebody new. I cannot say his name. His last name is Godric. Very excited about him. But we got Kingsley, Suamatai. We got Wanye Morris. We got Jawan Taylor. We got Ethan Driscoll. So those are kind of our whole entire offensive line.
Jalen Moore is the new left tackle from San Francisco.
Yes, I know. Correct. So he's the new left tackle that just came in. You know, I've watched some film. It can't be worse than last year. So, okay.
It's a start.
I'll take it. But
I'm sure we take an offensive lineman somewhere, whether that's a guard or a tackle. In the million mock drafts that are out there, a lot of people have us taking Josh Simmons in the first round, which I don't know if I want us to take a tackle in the first round. I don't think there's a lot of tackle depth in this draft.
I don't want any tackles out of this draft.
Yeah,
Every tackle looks like a guard. So unless their intentions are bringing him in to be a guard, every single tackle that I've seen in this draft was way too tiny. And the one person that I want is going to go in the first 5. So
and we just did this with Kingsley last year, and now he's set to be left guard. So it's like,
correct.
I'm really not in it to have another experiment, especially if it's our first round pick. Like, I'd rather
we can't train and develop. If we're not going to be able to bring somebody in to develop coaching, then don't even touch it. Leave them there. Like, and I'm okay. Like, no, like last year was truly disappointing. If our coaches cannot develop these guys to be who they need to be, then don't even waste your pick on it. Don't even do it. Just leave us where we're at. You got a vet already? That's probably all we need. Now, I mean, if you want to go out, like you said, and get like just a body to maybe have a camp body, that's what we call them. If you want to go out and get camp body, somebody that we could put in the system for 2 years and maybe pull them out in 28 if we need to. Cool.
Yes, your guess.
But I think next year is definitely a better tackle class. The guys who are out there now, they're going to be more of
I think unless it's really, really worth it, I think you wait till next year, which sucks. And there's just not a lot. We've already been over this, but there was just not a lot to do at left tackle this offseason. So
I was not actually, I feel like free agency next year is better free agency next year is kind of crazy. I believe
for tackle
for a lot of positions, actually. No, for a lot of positions. I like looked at it like super briefly. Sorry, I'm pulling it up like right now because I was like, oh, I was like, let's wait. Because a lot of guys.
Are you looking at it right now?
Yeah, I have it up right now.
Can you see if either of the Falcons tackles, either their right or left, are free agents next year? Their name. Let me find their names real quick because they both had great. Caleb McGarry and Jake Matthews.
No. Oh, wait. Sorry. My bad.
They're both, tackles.
Hold on. It's pulling up right now.
Like, what are y'all doing on the Falcons? They have, like, some of the fewest pressures allowed since 2022. And they're both on the Falcons. I'm like, hello? Do you guys want to share? We could use it on either side.
Yeah. Caleb McGarry is available next year. Who else you say?
Jake Matthews is the other one.
No, he's not.
He's not. All right.
Of course, another right tackle.
Let's get Caleb McGarry. That's my next offseason mission.
But yeah, there's a Jonah Williams will be available next year from the Cardinals. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some.
Yeah, next year there's a lot of free agents that I'm like, ooh, I'm just gonna quickly click on right receiver.
I also wonder if after the draft, if we don't take one, if we bring back a DJ Humphries or Donovan Smith.
Next year. Really? Is this right? Is this right?
What are you looking
Taylor
at?
McLaurin, Mike Evans, Christian Kirk, Debo Samuels, Cortland Sutton, Jacoby
Probably.
Meyer,
So
Atwell, Drake London.
it's going to be a wild off season next year. Oh my God. And I don't even want to talk about that yet.
I am team wait till next year.
Yeah, right.
I'm just gonna quickly look at another. While we're here,
You're gonna what?
look at something else. Is this right, dog? Is this right? Every tight end is available next year. Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Dallas Goedert, Mark Andrews, David Njoku.
Oh yeah.
What class was that? Kyle Pitts.
It's not even a class. It's just their contracts and things. It's
1 year deal, 2 year deal.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yep. Travis, though, he either retires or he rejoins the Chiefs. He's not going anywhere.
If we win a Super Bowl, he'll sign another 1 year deal.
Yeah.
Joe Tooney next year? Really?
Yeah, I think they just finished out his contract, which year with us. So
I thought he did like a 2 year deal at least.
I'm still sad about that.
Connor McGovern.
By the way,
you hear me? Connor McGovern.
Ooh.
So yeah. Like, yeah. So 2026 is spicy.
It's gonna be lit.
It's
gonna be lit.
Yeah, I am all for it. So that's why, like, when I look at this, it feels like this year Beach is like let's just patch some things together and see what we can do to make it to 2026, right?
Yes.
So I'm not mad at that. So yeah, out of the 8 picks that we have for this year, I think offensively we probably only need to do 3. I think we only need to use like 3 out of the 8 for offense. And I personally would like to see wide receiver, running back. Mm-hmm. And if I had to pick a third one, it would be
someone on the O line.
Tight end. Well, actually, it would be tight end probably. Offensive line, I'm like, we just gonna roll with what we got.
I know. I'm not. Yeah.
You can't get developed. You're not gonna get developed this quickly. Like, no. I feel like right now the Chiefs are in a situation where if they go out and draft somebody, it's a you got to play this season situation.
Yeah,
it's not a sit and watch. It's a you need to be ready to go. So if that's the case, then I would like to see wide receiver, running back, tight end for offense.
Yeah, I feel that.
How many? What would you like to see offensively out of the 8 picks that we have for draft? What position groups would you?
I agree. Running back's my top, then wide receiver, and then I think whatever makes the most sense. If there's a solid tight end available and you see that pick as fit, then go for it. I'm kind of over the offensive line experiments. We drafted a ton of offensive line last year that are still developing. Like you said, Norzad, CJ Hansen, all those guys. So I think we don't. I'm totally fine if we come out of it with no offensive linemen right now, because now watch, we're gonna end up with one in the first round as I say that. So anyway,
literally, they're gonna be like the Chiefs pick at number 31, running back, like something dumb. Okay, Brett Beach.
Well, we'll talk about this next week. We're gonna dive into the defensive side of the ball next week. But my dream would be edge or tackle at 31, or I'll get into it next week. We'll get into that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, we're gonna do this same exercise next week. I really enjoyed it. I think hopefully y'all enjoyed it too. But I do think that this is a defensive draft. So anyway, let's get into this last sponsor. So shout out to Underdog Fantasy. So I know we're supposed to talk about football, but it is MLB season. So I took Bobby Jr. today for 2 bases. I took Salvi for 1 base, and I believe who is pitching today? I took
Reagan's.
I took Reagan's for 8 strikeouts. So very excited for Reagan's been dealing. Okay, he's been dealing. So
he's been on it tonight.
If you have not downloaded the Underdog Fantasy app, please do it. You can get on there and you can make plays for MLB, for NBA, for NHL, and WNBA is on the way. You do not just have to do NFL for it. You can get on there and do all kind of things. You're able to pick your favorite player and you can take their over or under, or you can even adjust it and put the number that you think they're going to have. I feel like Bobby Wood Jr. always has 2 bases. Like he always gets a double. And that's just picking up from last season. So I'm always going to take him for at least 2 doubles. He had a home run last night, which is crazy. The one day I didn't do anything for Bobby Wood Jr. home run, he had a home run. So, I feel like that's just like you got to put at least $2 on Bobby Wood Jr.
Right,
home run every time. He's going to do it. So if you have not downloaded the app, Underdog Fantasy, and use promo code Kingdoms Queens, we will match your deposit up to $1,000 right now. And I know that they have some special like promos on there for MLB specifically right now. So make sure you get on there and check it out.
Yes, ma'am. And also, we would like to ask you guys and remind you guys to please subscribe to us on Apple or Spotify, and please leave us a rating and review because that helps us out a ton. So if you guys would be so kind to go subscribe to us on either of those platforms, you can find us the next day every week that we record. So we always post the episodes really early on Wednesdays, but ratings and reviews really help us out. So if
you guys you listen to most of your podcasts right now on Spotify and YouTube. I mean, Apple anyway. So just hit the like button. Thank you so much. And with that being said, if you are currently listening on YouTube, you need to like everywhere right now. I need you to like your current YouTube episode that you're listening to right now. Hit the like button on that. Like on Spotify, like on YouTube. If you're not, we're everywhere. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter. Every single one of our profiles right now has our Linktree account in there, and it gives you all of the tea about the Kingdom Queens and where we're at and all of our brand sponsors and all of our discounts and everything that we just have to offer you guys. Our Apple and our Spotify links are on there too. So you really have no excuse to not find it. We made it easy for you guys.
Yes, we did. All right.
Well, we will see y'all next Tuesday. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to talk about whatever new is happening. But again, if you're not, make sure you follow us on all of our platforms. We are everywhere that you can find us. And other than that, y'all have a great night.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.